Hello everyone, welcome to the another episode of our Expert Spotlight. I'm Abdullah Choudhury and a paid and automation specialist. My core mission helping dental clinic and high-ticket coaches build predictable revenue units through advanced marketing infrastructure and automation. However, the goal of this series is to step away from the technical side and highlight extraordinary experts who are making a deep impact on people's life. So today I'm honored to be joined by a very special guest, Gianna Vazzana. Gianna is the philosophical lab coach. She brings timeless wisdom into the modern world of relationships. She helps people move past the dating roller coaster to attract emotionally available partners by healing all patterns and reconnecting with their true selves. Gianna, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Gianna, most people think of philosophy as something found on all textbooks. How did you decide to bring this deep concept into the practical world of relationship coachings?
Yeah, you touched the very, very core point of the my point of view. So I have a master's degree in philosophy, but philosophy to me is not only something I studied, only my major. It's my life passion, and what I noticed is exactly what you said. That philosophy, when we say philosophy, people think something found in academia, very difficult to understand and very detached from anyone. Like you read it, the experts read it, and then it stays there. But what actually philosophy is, well, not all philosophy, but a very prominent branch of philosophy is reflection on human beings. Philosophy touches on how we connect, how we behave, why we do certain things, why we interpret things a certain way. And I saw we read so many self-help books, for example, because we want that authority to tell us, oh, if you have this problem, follow this idea and you will resolve the problem. And we have centuries and centuries of that wisdom already written in philosophy books. If we only could access it and use it, we would have so many tools to do what we're trying to do, better ourselves, draw. And this is how the idea came to me.
Yeah, that's such a powerful reform. Philosophy was never meant to stay in the classroom. It was always meant to be lived. And that's connect perfectly to what I want to ask next. Your mantra is, when you know yourself, you love better. In today's fast-paced dating world, why is self-understanding most critical first step?
Yes. So, know yourself, of course. I took that phrase, is not my doing. It comes from Socrates, and ancient Greek philosopher, who said, know yourself, and who said, unexamined life is not even worth living. Unexamined life means not being self-critical, self-aware. To him, the most important part of being human was understanding ourselves. And I totally agree. And why do I bring it into relationships? Because when we move in the world in general, but in relationships specifically, we think reality is what we perceive. We think that what we see is the ultimate truth, unless we're self-aware. When we shift from that to self-awareness, we start understanding that what we perceive in reality truly is filtered by our own experiences, by how we were brought up, by what we saw in the world around us. And all those filters determine how we react to things and how we interpret things. Let's give a very practical example, because I want everyone to be able to relate. If I go into a relationship with a story of, for example, being ghosted, I was ghosted, I will think my story will be people ghost. So when someone takes a couple of hours to reply to my message, my first thought will be, see, everyone ghosts, they're ghosting me. Then I become defensive, then I become random in my behavior, and it doesn't make sense to others. When I become self-aware, I can see, oh, hold on a second, maybe I'm not interpreting the situation. Maybe I'm interpreting the situation through what's true to me. And then I can step out of that, I can observe, and I can be present. That's why it's important.
Yeah, it's interesting because most people skip that inner work entirely and go straight to how do I find the right person. when really the question should be, am I being the right person? That actually leads me to something I hear a lot. Many people,
Exactly.
many people feel they keep attracting the same wrong type of partner. From a philosophical standpoint, why do we get stuck those repetitive patterns?
So first of all, it's a familiarity when we repeat patterns. When we get used to a certain feeling in our relationships, for example, inconsistency. We are so used to associate what we believe love is with inconsistency. Then now everything that is inconsistent to us is familiar. We are attracted to it. Everything that is stable maybe could even feel like boring. So the first step, as you said, is not to say, how do I find the right person? Yeah, finding the right person is very, very important. But we have to switch the question to, how do I become the person who is able to hold, receive, and give love? From a philosophical point of view, this is, I follow a lot in my coaching a philosopher called Eric Fromm, who wrote a book called The Art of Loving, where he explains that we are used in modern world to think of love as an object outside of us. We want that love and we see it reflected in the person in front of us. But unless we become the love that we're seeking, that we're not going to be able to attract that.
Yeah. So it's almost like a pattern, it invisible to the person living it. They can see the result, but not the cause. That's honestly a little unsettling to think about. And I think that's exactly where your next concept becomes so important. In your work, you talk about conscious asking. Can you explain the difference between making choose based on past fears versus making them based on true values?
Absolutely. So what we've been saying until now is that we need to know who we are first. Who we are is incredibly difficult to understand. When we look at who we are through the layers of all our insecurities, we tend to say, this is just who I am. But who you are really is below that layer of insecurity and fears that you present to the world. So in life in general, and especially in relationships, we always know what we don't want because we go into it from a place of self-protection. Think about I don't know if you've ever been on dating apps, but all the bios of people are always, if you're not interested in real connections, swipe. If you're not here for that, swipe. It's always negative. No, 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 no. We know what we don't want because we're trying to protect ourselves. You might say, hold on a second, but if I know what I don't want, it's very simple. The opposite is what I want. It's not that simple because what we don't want is a way of trying to control outcomes. Example.
Okay.
If I have been cheated on, I know that I don't want to be cheated on anymore, of course. What do I notice first? How can I control that from not happening again? I could say, for example, I don't want a partner who has female friends, or I don't want a partner who talks to any of his female colleagues. So this is now my I don't want. So I'm trying to control the outcome. I'm trying to control the person. What I really don't want, what I really want actually, is loyalty. Yeah. So now I don't go into the word saying, I don't want you to have female friends. I don't want you to have this. I go into the word saying, I want loyalty. And when you become the person who knows their values, their boundaries, their presence, you can recognize loyalty, you can recognize honesty, generosity, all your values in the other person mirroring you without trying to control them.
Yeah.
I hope it makes sense.
Fair bit saying, I think so many people will recognize themselves in that without even realizing it. It's subtle, but it's drive everything. Now, once someone start choosing from values instead of fear, how does that actually show up differently, especially in early dating situation? Because I think that's where the next piece comes in.
Yes, it becomes very, very different because now we're not following external rules. The rules are always going to be random because we try to have rules that are universal for every situation. And then we get confused because the rules will never explain how to behave in every single circumstances. So you can have a rule, our boundaries that we put in place are not true boundaries given on our values. There are simply random rules that if someone doesn't ask me to meet at least a week in advance, I'm not going to meet them, because you're trying to protect the outcome of them not respecting your time. But you don't need that random rule to be able to recognize that someone isn't respecting truly your time and put a boundary in place. So you switch from random rules that in the end don't serve you, because maybe you could miss a beautiful connection with someone who didn't understand that you had that random rule that they need to contact you a week before, and they contacted you 3 days before, but they had the best intentions, and then you passed on a great connection because it didn't fit your random rule.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, your quotes are loving in now focuses on presence. How can people stop overanalyzing their dates and actually start connecting in real time?
My course is basically loving in the now is the first step to take towards that direction. So if you want to start a journey towards that direction, you have to start from presence. We, as human beings, is normal. We find it incredibly difficult to stay grounded in the present. Our mind always goes to what we did yesterday, to what we're going to do later, planning, remembering, which is totally fine. But sometimes we get caught in the past and the future, caught emotionally, which means we keep being like, oh, that person did something bad to me. And we are caught in that emotion to the point that we bring it to the present. Everyone else is going to do the same, and then project it in the future and try to control it. When we step out of that and we stop being controlled by the past and the future, and we learn to be in the present moment, our connection becomes true because we are experiencing it. We are not imagining it from the lens of something that doesn't exist.
Yeah. What strikes me, the irony is that the more someone wants connection, the more they overthink, and the more they overthink, the less connection they actually feels. It's like trying to fall asleep by really trying to fall asleep. And this transformation you are describing, I have seen it happen in your 8-session programs.
It's so true. You said it perfectly. The more you are so focused on it having to happen right now, the more you push it away. The more you accept that, I am a person who can hold love, and love is going to find me no matter what, the more it will come to you.
Yeah.
I don't really give practical rules. I do give a lot of homework to my clients of practical things that they can do to make this shift, but the work is always focused on ourselves. It's never say this, do that, act like that, because once you become the person, you will know what to do, you will know what to say, you will not doubt yourself.
Yeah. You have a signature 8-session program called Rewrite Your Love Story. What is the most common shift you see in people after they go through this transformation?
So the shift in the program is understanding that a relationship is not something that we are passively receiving. It's something that we actively participate in creating. So the shift goes from why this always happens to me to, hold on, I can create this the way it fits me.
That shift from what's wrong with me to I understand myself now, the most be incredible to witness as a coach, and makes me think about the bigger picture of your work and how you reach people who needs this. From someone watching this who feels discouraged about love right now, what is the one philosophical truth they can hold on to regain their confidence?
That we all need to understand that it's not true that we are unlucky in love. Circumstances can happen. We can meet the wrong person. We can have a bad experience. I'm not denying that. Those things happen to us. But if we are confident, and confident, I don't mean I'm the best, I'm cocky, no. When I say confident, I mean knowing my value as a human being. When I have that confidence in myself, I will know that someone will want to love me because I am lovable and I know how to give love. So don't worry about being unlucky in love. Everything that's happening is helping you grow. It sounds very out there. It sounds very, law of attraction thing, but it is actually very, very true. Everything that is helping you grow towards the person that you will become when you are ready to get that love and to receive and to give that love. Don't worry about it's hurtful. It's hurtful. Take it. Yesterday, for example, with a client who's going through a very sad time for a breakup, we managed to reframe what happened. Still sad. He's still allowed to grieve, of course, feel his emotions, but we reframed it into growth. And now he knows he's learned something from it.
Yeah, I think whoever needed to hear this today really needed to hear it. There's the kind of clarity that changes how someone walks into their next integration. Gianna, before we warm up, I want to shift gears just slightly because I think the coaches watching this will find this part very relevant.
I hope so.
Okay, Gianna, as you manage your one-to-one session and programs, like rewrite your love story, how challenging it is to handle all the booking and follow-ups manually? Do you feel that having an automated system could free more of your time and focus on your clients?
Yeah, I've got an automated system.
Yeah.
So that helps me a lot because, I don't have to waste time, manually doing everything. It's very helpful. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is something I see across the board of with coach. The expertise is there and the transformation in real. But the backend is exchanging, and when I backend breaks down, client experience suffers, which brings me to something even bigger. Social media reach can be unpredictable. Have you ever considered how paid ads could act as a bridge, talking your unique philosophical message and placing it directly in front of people who are searching for your help right now?
How do I use social media for that?
Yeah, can you experiment any paid ads before, or you can?
Social media is not the best platform at first thought to do that because philosophical thought needs a lot of calm and clarity and time to land, and social media wants fast and ready and hooks. But I think there is a space for everyone, and I think once you understand how to bring an in-depth message, if you understand your subject very well, you will be able to make it simple and understandable. People who use difficult words, I think they haven't understood their own subject very well. When you know your subject, you make it simple for everyone.
Yes, I think you have recently started enjoying content scripting more for other coaches.
Sorry?
How you have recently started enjoying content scripting more.
Yeah. Because I think I cracked my way of doing content before was a bit prolonged. Because I'm used, as I said, I have a master degree in philosophy, so I'm used to reading long text and analyzing and writing essays. Everything is very brainy. So I was going a little bit too in depth, and then I realized, bring it back to basics. One message, simply, clear, done. It can be done.
Yeah. For other coaches watching, how important has it been for you to find a content style that feels like an authentic conversation rather than just promotion?
To find a content that feels authentic to others and to me too. How important? No, it's incredibly important because I put the content out there just to create retention, and it's not really my style. I don't like to say things just for the sake of it. I like to say things that are, how I speak. Imagine if I'm a coach who wants to promote being authentically yourself and then goes out there not being authentically myself. I would just be talking the talk and not walking the walk.
And I think that authenticity is exactly what makes the conversation so valuable. People can feel when something is real. It has been a genuine eye-opening.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed today's session, make sure the follow mode. It's for my audience, especially to follow more expert insight. For me, for my fellow coaches watching like Gianna, you have a powerful message that described to be heard by the right people. If you are ready to scale your impact using paid ads and automation, let's connect and we will be back. Gianna, this has been an incredible eye-opening conversation, and to see how philosophy can provide such a clarity in our personal lives. For those who want to
Thank you so much. It was a very interesting conversation. I appreciate it.
for those who want to learn more or work with Gianna, you can find her on Instagram at the Philosophical Lab Coach or visit her community. Thank you so much again.